Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at some comments from a live with Chris Tenerife and Luggy, and also whether Luggy knew the Hargreaves family before the Jay Slater case. So in this picture that I'm showing you now, you can see that Luggy commented on a post on Facebook from one of Rachel's relatives. Now, I don't know if this is Rachel's sister or not, but I know that Rachel's sister was also an admin for the Jay Slater Facebook group at some point. Luggy has said that he was in constant contact with Jay's family throughout the case, but it looks like he has had the most contact with Rachel and their family, seeing as he is commenting on the family's posts. People have suggested that Luggy knew Brad's family before the Jay Slater situation even happened, but there is no proof of this, because this picture was uploaded in September, which was after the Jay Slater case. Now I just found it weird that Luggy seems quite close with Brad's family, but Jay's family have failed to mention him once. For example, when Debbie thanked the search team, she didn't even mention Luggy or Chris Tenerife, even though they were the ones who claimed to be the reason that Jay was actually found. Luggy and Chris have both showed their part in finding Jay and have uploaded videos showing how they worked out where Jay actually was. But why wouldn't the family thank them for what they did? We don't know if the family have spoken to them on messages or in person, because there is no proof of that either. But could this comment show that Luggy could have allegedly known the Hargreaves family for a while and stepped in to help make it look like Brad is totally innocent? So let's take a look at a live stream that Chris Tenerife and Luggy were involved in, and someone asked some questions about CCTV evidence.
Silenced you. CG didn't silence Chris. Chris is on you talking right now, Kimley. So I think you were wrong to say that. Somebody kick her out, please, because as it goes. Because, I mean, let's face it, right? If anyone had that information, are they going to sit on TikTok saying I got information? Or are they going to go straight to the police with it? You use your bonds, like. There was no full-on search.
What about for the 2 weeks? Well, no. What about the 2 weeks? Well, no one was searching except you guys. Where were they?
They were not there.
We were not where we were.
And that's the point I was trying to get across. I know you booted me, and thank you for adding me back. I'm not against you. I want to know why they disappeared for 2 weeks and went searching somewhere else. What was that about?
I think Chris has already answered it. We can't
said
answer that
publicly
question.
they were following up other leads.
Kimley, I do remember seeing your face sitting with Lola today. And what was you doing? Winding Lola up, wasn't you? You're working with Lola, aren't you? And Lola sent you here, yes, to ask those questions. Do me a favour, one of our mods, kick Kimley clean out here, please. I've had enough of seeing her face today.
That was the only...
But then you said, Chris, to be fair, you said in one of your statements that if he was being chased, they would have seen that on the cameras.
Well, they would have had CCTV footage of him leaving...
So did they not have CCTV footage of them going off the road?
And they didn't treat... And
I'm not speculating here. I'm asking the questions that other people are.
I will answer that question for you. There was no evidence whatsoever, so that indicates that they do have footage that they're not obliged to share with anyone.
Okay.
They do have evidence that this was a missing persons case, and there was not a single shred of evidence to treat it otherwise.
So someone says to Chris that if there wasn't any CCTV of Jay being chased and they can confirm that, then why wasn't there any CCTV of Jay actually walking away from the Airbnb, and why wasn't it released? This is a good question, and Chris doesn't say that they definitely have CCTV, he just says that they have evidence to show that this was just a missing person case and that there wasn't foul play, and he says that by them saying that, it indicates that they do have CCTV footage of Jay leaving the Airbnb. So first of all, if they do have CCTV of Jay leaving the Airbnb, Chris says that they don't have to show anyone or release it, which is fair enough. But surely you would show it to the family, right? So why was Debbie on an interview at the start suggesting that Jay might have been kidnapped? Because if the family did see this footage, then they would know that Jay definitely went to the Airbnb. And it's the same with Warren. In his videos, he says that Jay wouldn't have gone walking through the mountains in such harsh conditions, and it seems like he isn't buying the story. So yet again, if they had CCTV of Jay leaving the Airbnb, then Warren would have known that Jay did go walking through the mountains. I didn't hear anything in the news about there being footage of Jay leaving the Airbnb on his own. Even if they don't have to release the footage, they would have still told this information to the family, and it would have been broadcasted in a news article.
Here's the answer to that, okay? The evidence is right there and you can unscramble it yourself, and I don't see why I would have to do it. But all the information is on my account.
A statement saying they didn't believe Jay would have gone off the hiker's track. But when you use the process of elimination, that's what they've said publicly. So how do we know? We're not the Guardia Civil. How do we know?
So they were following up on leads, but then they obviously supplied Luggy here with LiDAR and let him search the ravines, but didn't search themselves.
No, can you stop you, Kim, before you get your facts wrong again, okay? Who did you just say supplied me with LiDAR?
Not for them to try and prove that, or try and prove to their followers that what they've been saying isn't false.
Okay, so Tom, are you actually referring to me?
To who?
If you've got information that's relevant to a murder case, if it was a murder case, what do you do with that information?
Did you not say the civil guards? What did you do with that?
No, I did not say that, Kim. So you need to get your facts right. This is the problem. If you're going to ask me facts that's wrong, I'm not going to answer them. Are you now going to involve Lucy and Brad as friends of Jay?
I haven't mentioned them.
Right, okay, so why would
Have I mentioned them from the beginning of this? I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is you guys and the search.
Mute her.
I'm not interested in that. Oh, mute me.
Mute me.
There we go.
That's right, so I can answer your question.
Yeah, mute me.
Thanks.
Fine. So where was the LiDAR from?
I told you it was from the Spanish government on the mainland. Nothing to do with Tenerife.
Correct. It was. It's in public domain. It was from Spanish government upon request of freedom of information.
If Brad has taken a call with Jay, and Brad is saying that Jay's laughing and shooting off down this dust track, how does that fit in with Jay being chased? Because Jay would have turned around and said, Brad, I'm not laughing, I'm in trouble, I'm being chased. Yeah. So do you get now that no one's chasing anyone? Glory Hunters are the trolls, not christened. Manda Moore 007. Thank you very much. That is right. It's the Glory Hunters, the trolls, the ones that think that, you know, they're very clever, putting stupid little pictures of us up and like little children, be honest with you, they are. And how about when Lucy's on the phone to him further down the ravine and he's stuck and he's scared? Did he turn around and say to Lucy, Lucy, I just got chased down here? No, never. So why are we asking these questions when the evidence is quite plain and easy to see right in front of you now?
The next bit I want to talk about is where they say that the phone calls with Brad and Lucy prove that Jay wasn't being chased or in trouble. But Brad and Lucy surely wouldn't have admitted that, even if he did say that he was being chased or was in danger. We know that we haven't been told the truth about Lucy's phone call from Jay, so if she was going to lie about that, then what's stopping her lying about what Jay said to her on the phone? Now, Brad's phone call was allegedly before Lucy, and we can't confirm if what we have been told from Brad is true either. If one of them can lie, then they all can. It was such a big switch up, from laughing and joking to being scared and not knowing what to do in the space of 30 minutes. Well, we don't know if that's true either, because Lucy keeps changing the time of their phone call anyway. But I want to know if Brad told the truth about someone ringing Jay, which is why Jay hung up on Brad and said he will call him back. Because if this did happen, and Lucy was the one who called Jay around this time, then there wouldn't be a time difference between the calls. So how could Jay be panicking so quick after joking around with Brad? So the only solutions we have are that Brad and Lucy both lied, or Jay spoke to someone else in between the phone calls with Brad and Lucy. And I believe that's very important information that needs to be found out. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.